Welcome back to Inverted Aviators RC. In our last video, we built this, a fully removable head tracking system for the CADDXFPV GM3 V2. It's really simple, works really well, and we really like how it turned out. However, it doesn't fit in our Rustler. Let's change that. The main thing we're going to redesign is this base part. Now our current setup is a really cool mount for our fully removable head tracking system V4, which we just came out with a video, but that's for the O3 air unit and the bag gimbal. We want this setup to work with our GM3 V2, so we have to find these peg hole mounts and then find a system that clips in like this. Now thankfully, like our other design, we've already got a lot of the dimensions down, so hopefully we won't have to remeasure too much. Looking at my old head tracker V4 car mount, I can see I've got these peg holes already lined out in this sketch. So what I'm going to do is copy this over into our current drawing, and this should make things a little bit easier. So here we have our first attempt at our car mount. It looks exactly like our plane mount, except we have these standoffs which will plug into our car. Really like how it looks. It's really sleek, and it was pretty easy to print. I did have to print with a little bit of supports, but overall not too bad. So next up is going to be the wiring, where I'm going to add an XT30 male here, attached to an XT30 female, so that we can get power from our main battery. We won't have to run any separate battery. And I'm also going to add one of these male 4mm bullet connectors, so we can get battery telemetry to our ER6 receiver, and we'll do that by powering it from this female XT30. And there we have it. Our wiring should be done. Pretty straightforward. XT30 male to XT30 female with a bullet connector. And that will allow us to plug on to our Rustler. So these standoffs fit right here. They'll be secured with the car mounting body pins, just like before. Then this male will connect to the female XT30, which will connect to our battery. And then our bullet connector will connect to our ER6. In order to get battery voltage telemetry. So we can make sure this works by popping this in like this. And there we go. Our thing's installed. Now let's go drive it around and see how it actually looks. All right. Arm. So yeah, we've got the GM3 camera with, let's see. There we go, a little synchronize here. Wow, GM3 gimbal with our Moonlight Kit. Now, something I'm noticing, maybe a little bit of drift in this goggles because I am looking straight, and as I go, it kind of drifts around a little bit. But it does feel pretty cool when it's working. I also have, for the first time, roll with the head, which in my other gimbals I haven't had. Just a really cool feature of this gimbal. But I'm still looking my head straight, and I'm just slowly drifting away. So I wonder if I'm going to go into the goggles here and change the transmit power up. And I'm going to just go for a little drive just to see how things go. Now I will do a full in-depth review on this gimbal and the camera system, but I more just wanted to just get it working and get it out and going. But see, I'm still drifting again. My head's stayed still this whole time, and now I'm looking over at this fence. which is less easy to drive with. I've got to look all the way over here. Now I'm going to have to reset. I wonder if there's some calibration or something that I need to do, because I plugged in the camera. It's like I'm still looking straight ahead, and I'm looking way over here. Can I perhaps... Oh, the VTX is overheating, so I'm going to try to speed up to cool it off, perhaps. Get some gas here. We also have our run cam getting our side angle, which I really like that view. We're going full tilt here. I can see on the OSD, which you may or may not be able to see, but I've got a little warning, heads again straight, so I'll reset that. Try to get that figured out at some point. But I do like the roll, that's cool. The drift, I'm not a huge fan of. It's not as locked in as the other systems I've dealt with. Ooh. It is interesting having to constantly reset. There's a good range of motion though in this camera, or this gimbal, when I'm not resetting. Like I can look way back here. I also tilt and roll, but I don't want to sit still for too long. There's somebody over there? Maybe. I've got to keep driving around because I can tell that the VTX is at 100 degrees Celsius, which I don't have a fan on the back of it like I did with my fully removable system. Ooh, go through all the foliage. But that might be the next thing I've got to add for the sake of just using it for longer, because I'm at 100 degrees Celsius. I can still see that everything's recording, but if that gets too much hotter, we might have to... There we go, we might have to fix that going forwards. You get some nice range, some nice stabilization, it looks like. Even stabilization... from the unit itself, because everything is shaking it around quite a bit. Although that drift is pretty crazy. Like, what do I got to do to keep that thing centered? 108 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to try to keep moving around here. I do like this looking down view. But then when I look back up, it's not straight anymore. Like they're straight. It's not hard to reset it, but I'd rather not put this on a plane and then have to constantly take my hand off the controls just so I can look straight. Little rock crawl action. Although I do have to kind of... Oop. System is very cool. But I'm going to be honest, the drift does make it really hard to use. But while it is working, it is really cool. I can get roll action, so I can be matching the plane or driving straight. Looks like potentially the air unit has stopped recording because it's too hot. Doesn't matter, I'm looking sideways. Maybe there's, yeah, again, some fix that I'm missing, but if I just keep looking forwards, now I'm over here. See how long I've been recording for? Nope. .118 degrees Celsius on that VTX. That is mighty warm. I mean, we are in the sun, so that's not shocking, but I feel like I should be able to get a couple more minutes out of a drive, you know, at speed without this thing drifting, but
7.3 volts.
7.3, let's see if it is full at 8.4. 7.3 is getting down there. Okay, well, my initial thoughts are a little bit tattered by this drifting and the overheating because that cuts my ride short by quite a large margin. But the actual feel itself is really nice because these goggles don't have an external system it uses. So there's no extra cables. My transmitter has no cable. It's all internal. So that is a really clean setup. It saves me a little bit of time. Unfortunately, it costs me a little bit of time of constantly having to reset everything because that is really annoying. But in terms of actually using it, I've got great, like this is crazy amounts of deflection. Like I can look way behind me, way up, around, and I do, oh well, my VTX just overheated and turned off. So I guess that is a good place to bring it back in. I am close enough where it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is a little annoying because I don't get to drive for that long. So I'll probably have to add a fan to this. Did the recording come back? Oh, yep, there we go. I'll stop the recording because I wasn't using it anyways. All right, so my initial thoughts are kind of what you've already heard, but I really like this system for ease of use. It's really handy to only have one wire to plug in, and also in between the air unit and the gimbal, there's only one connected wire. So that makes things really easy. However, it overheats really quickly. Like that's 10 degrees Celsius. That's really hot. So I need to add a fan under the top. Plus the gimbal kept drifting and I couldn't really drive anywhere without it wobbling around, which is annoying. So I might have to figure out if it's a firmware thing or a software thing or what, but for the actual camera, really like it. VTX, fine, except for the overheating. The built-in stabilization that this system has is really cool. There's little springs and little rubber bands that keep things in place. So even as you're moving around and bouncing, the camera itself stays pretty steady. You might see an even better view of that with the gyro flow, which this system supports. So I really like it. I think there's a little bit more that we're gonna have to do before we put this onto a plane because I couldn't deal with the head tracking issues on a plane. That would just probably lead to a pretty quick crash. But we are gonna add this FPV system onto a quad, which might help with the airflow system because it's up in the air, it's flying around a bunch more. So it will get more of that natural air cooling. So we've got a bunch more to do and we have a lot more projects lined up for this Walksnail Moonlight system. So if you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you love this video, consider becoming a member because it helps our channel grow. And we also want to extend a huge thank you for Caddx for partnering with us to help with these projects because we are super excited for all the new systems and the fun that comes with the Caddx and the Walksnail combination. So stick around for more videos like this and thank you so much for watching.